So, Mr. Ashby, there's been a lot of changes in the pulp and paper industry over the years, and how does this year's version of Paper Week Canada reflect that?
It reflects it in many ways. What I'm very proud of right now for this year is Bio4 combined with Paper Week, because that attracts talent. A lot of new guys want to know basically what is the future of the industry. So when we talk about the future industry, we talk about biorefinery, we talk about new products, new materials, and so we can attract the talent, the new generations. Because the biggest change we're living right now these days for us in our industry, a lot of people talk about changes in the paper industry and all this. For me, it's the retirements. We got this, I call it white tsunami hitting us right now. And
I'm one of them.
and it's incredible. Like the last couple of years, for me as a mill manager, has been about finding talent and attracting talent in our industry. When you hear in the media a lot of negativity of us. So Bio4, plus also what I'm finding with Paper Week, we're trying to transform a little bit the Paper Week in a way that combines technical but also management. So for example, we're going to have for my company called Domtar Day, we're going to talk about leadership. We're going to talk about management of change. We're going to talk about how do we keep the skill sets when we got all these people retiring. And that's the day-to-day things that we're living with a lot of new people coming online that not been in the industry for many years, full of great ideas, but they need a bit of structure and they want to see basically how we can take all these knowledge and basically move forward.
And tell me more about this, these specific days for paper companies, and how did that come about?
The idea was to, every company has different needs. I always say companies are different culture states, cultural evolution. So what would be good for Domtar perhaps is not as good for Kruger or Cascade or any other companies that you can think of. So trying to tailor it, I think customize it to the need of the company brings you benefits for the company and for us. So then we can attract more people from the mills to come to the Paper Week and talk about those subjects. So that was the intent. And what we're seeing right now is it's gathering a lot of momentum. So I think that's going to be part of the future. Our new solution is really trying to customize the ask, basically the offering for what the people want.
And how are you going about enticing people from the universities, young engineers and PhD candidates and PhD graduates to come to the industry?
New technologies. We're saying, like for example, for us, we're in the Encore free sheet. Went through a lot of changes over the years, last 14 years. But we say always, there's a balance between technology and paper. And what we're finding right now is there's a way to get the two to work together there. And with that, also, for example, what can we do with lignin? What can we do with bioproducts? How can we take a pulp mill? For me, a pulp mill is a refinery. Instead of using oil, you use trees. And guess what? You get energy out of it, you get byproducts, you can make plastics out of it, you can make ethanol. That's what I did my master's on. So I think there's a great future for our industry, and plus also the difference between the oil versus us, it's renewable. So we got renewable resources that we can capitalize on, and also if you look at Canada, for example, we have a lot of trees. So the question is, how can we be tapping on this resource and do it the right way and basically create value for our communities and basically for us.
And with that value, do you expect investments to come?
Yes. I think you're always a master of your own destiny. So if you generate an environment that basically will promote that type of investments, then investments will come. I always say myself personally, you have to look at the glass half full instead of half empty. So when it comes to investments, if I look at what we have achieved, for example, in my own mill, is we were able to get the investments. How we did that? Basically by performing, but also being caring for the community, caring for the environment, and basically adapting to the new realities that we have. There is a future. The question is, how do we create that vision so people can see it?
Do you think that the vision of the pulp and paper industry, or the image of the pulp and paper industry, is appreciated by the general public? And how will that have to change?
I think we need to do a better job explaining who we are. You cannot expect people to, people will go to stereotypes. And if you look at the industry 40 years ago and the industry today, it's totally different. Like, I'm a father of 2 kids. I want to make sure that my kids are proud that their father worked in the pulp and paper industry. Not, oh my God, he worked in the pulp and paper industry. Oh my God, he raped the whole land. No, I think you have socially conscious people now in the industry that want to make a difference. And we need to tap on those people. And those will make the difference. And the new people coming online, they want to make a difference also. So I think the world that we have today versus the world 40 years ago is totally different. Our job is to explain that, 1, and 2 is to sell it to people and say, you know what? Look, our water consumption is lower. Like 95% of our waste basically is reused now. We hit the Kyoto Accords. There's a lot of good news. Sometimes we have a tendency to focus on the bad instead of the good.
So you not only have to develop new technology, you have to develop a new image.
I think we need not to develop a new image. I think we need to promote our image, because I think the image is there. But it's kind of an untapped resource right now that we need to move. So, and you know what? The industry is like everything else. You got all different types of people. I believe, personally, there's a future for this industry. So my job, that's why I'm here today talking to you. We need to promote it. We need to tell them there's a future for us.
Where do you see the industry in 5 years from now?
5 years, too small. I'm thinking 30 years. Okay? Well, in 30 years, what I see, basically biorefineries, the new economy. I know the oil prices are going down, but it's just a time effect right now we're going to be living. So how do we engage ourselves in our industry to be able to fit with a world that is changing so fast right now with 9 billion people and scarce resources? I think the pulp and paper industry can fit in that industry and be able to find that balance between economy, basically the community, and the environment. So find that balance. So I believe in 30 years, a green economy linked to pulp and paper.
Thank you, sir. We look forward to a good conference this week.
Yep, me too.